McCabe and Jenny. We are backstage Lollapalooza 2024, fresh off her set, now joined by Dasha.
Hey,
how are you?
How are you guys?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being here.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here.
You took the Lolla stage at 12:30 today, the Tito stage. Your first Lollapalooza.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was crazy.
I didn't know what to expect because, first off, it's 12:30.
Right.
And it's so hot outside. And like, I don't know. You never know.
Look how pale I am.
I sat
in that sun.
sunburned?
Yes, I sat in that sun for you.
You're the GOAT. I love you for that. No, I'm just so happy with the set. I feel so happy with my performance. It felt like people in the audience like really saw me as an artist today, and it's been like the most amazing thing ever. I'm so happy.
That's what I wanted to bring up. Okay, I'm nerdy. I was probably the only person making notes in the audience.
You were taking notes during my set.
I was taking notes during your set.
I am rubbing off on him.
And one thing that I noticed is you kind of got emotional at one point.
I did.
Take us to that moment.
Yeah. This week has been hard for some personal reasons.
Okay.
And I think I'm learning as my career is excelling at a very fast pace that as an artist, you kind of just have to suck it up sometimes and like put on a show. But it was so beautiful because I kind of felt that moment right before stage, but then being on stage like made me want to cry because those people were there in the sun for me.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to hear the songs that I wrote about my life, and like they wanted to share that with me, and like I could cry thinking about it right now. It's just like the coolest thing ever that this is even like happening, you know?
Look, it is. And again, what I love about you is you are such a real artist. Like you're up there and you're telling stories to these songs.
You related to your Hangover?
Yeah, look, yes, there was the Hangover song. I'm
gonna keep it real with you guys.
you were performing some unreleased songs.
Yeah.
And yes, one was about the hangover.
Way too drunk.
Yeah,
Yep.
way too drunk.
Way
Right
too
when you
drunk.
said like you wake up with bruises and those text messages, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Like, I've been there.
Dasha, I've been there.
So did you, I'm assuming that you, when you looked out in the crowd, saw people attempting your line dance or they nailed it. McCabe and I also did it on socials, and it is a workout. Now, when you came out
big
with
time.
Austin, did you already know there was going to be a dance, or was that an afterthought?
It was a total afterthought. I wrote the song and I was like, this is the catchiest thing I've ever written. I think it's gonna do something. So I had like a gut feeling about it. And then when it was released, it came out in November of last year. You know, my fan base had like heard it, loved it, whatever, but I'm like, no, this needs a push. We're like, what could be the social push? And I go line dancing all the time in Nashville, and my manager was like, what if you just like made up a line dance to your own song? It gets played in honky tonks, put it on TikTok so people can learn it, and then they go do it in honky tonks. And I was like, that is genius.
That is
So
great,
that's what I did. I made it up, and it just took off. I just like, it was insane how much it took off. Like I was not expecting that at all.
Would you do that? Like start a dance? Do you like recruit family and friends to help with it as well? Or were you just like
the choreography?
Or you're just like at home doing it yourself?
It was literally me and my brother's girlfriend making it up at first. Like we were hungover and we were like, we don't want to do anything, but I should probably do something productive. And I was like, can we make up this line dance right now?
You know, when we filmed that video, I was hungover.
Really?
When we did it, yes.
God, we're so similar.
I know.
Look at you
So many similarities.
You've also just released Didn't I love that one as well. What's the inspiration behind that one?
That one was for all my backsliders out there. I have this tendency in my past to go back to exes because
you know,
we've been there.
It happens.
It's what you do sometimes.
Yep.
And I liked the perspective on Didn't I of kind of keeping it lighthearted and very cheeky. Like, oops, didn't we break up and have this horrible fight and I swore you off to all my family and aren't I in your bed right now?
And it's so embarrassing when you like show up with them like,
so embarrassing.
Anyway, even though you just said how much, they hate you, but.
So embarrassing, but also like, I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
And
a girl.
You know, and again, I learned another thing from your set. This album was all written about one person.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like What Happens Now that's out right now is all about the one person.
Okay.
The deluxe that's coming out
I was gonna say,
is a little bit around, but it kind of completes the whole story. Like it's in the same era of my life where like another character or two came in, but it's kind of in the same realm, you know?
Now, does that person know all of this is about them, do you think?
Girl, I sent him the demos.
Yes.
He so well aware. And then when Austin blew up, silence.
Or was
absolute silence.
I was gonna say, like, is he flattered by it in a
certain
way, or
I
is he like,
think
oh
he's
yeah,
a narcissist, so I think he loves it, and I'm pretty sure he like probably talks
Tells
about
everybody.
it a lot. But I haven't heard a peep, and that's okay.
That is okay.
And that's okay.
That's awesome.
Another thing I learned, the grocery store. What happened? Tell us,
Yes.
because Jenny was not at the set. So
No,
what
I couldn't
happened
make
in the grocery
So-
store and how these things got started?
For context,
Uh-huh.
my song "Talk of the Town" is about my best friend's older brother that I was seeing,
Mhm.
and I didn't tell anybody because it was literally a hookup, no
Right.
big deal.
Yes.
My best friend didn't even know for a second, but somehow his mom found out and told my mom because they're best friends.
Uh-oh.
And then I heard, and then you know how moms talk.
Yes.
Basically, I ended up hearing people talking about me and this guy in a grocery store. I was in line at the grocery store, and the people next
Are you
to
like
me were
checking
talking
out?
about it.
You're like checking out.
I was
like,
checking out at the grocery store, and I was like, "You're literally kidding right now." I was like low-key flattered. I'm like, "Oh,
Right.
aren't I like small town famous?"
Do you call them out on that? You're like, hey, that's me, or did you just like kind of?
I think I was just smirking
and
at
get out of
them.
there?
I think I was smirking at them, and I don't even know if they realized I was there, to be honest, because they
should've
never
chimed
turned
in.
around.
You should have been like, oh my gosh, that girl
You
sounds
should have been like,
iconic.
"Oh, I know. Can you believe it?" They would have been like, "Oh God."
Right.
I honestly should have
You're-
missed opportunity. Next time, there'll be a
We've
next
got
time.
so
Yeah.
much more time. Dashville, USA, nearly sold out.
Mhm.
What
Crazy.
has this meant to you?
It's meant the absolute world. Once again, this is so new having a fan base like this, and so at the beginning of any career, you never really know how your first tour is going to sell. This is my first tour ever, and
That's
for
insane.
the fact that it almost sold out in 2 days is insane.
You're
Literally
blowing up,
insane.
girl?
I mean, okay, your first tour almost sold out. Your first Lollapalooza. You have new
Yeah.
music. Let's manifest something, because you know what?
Yes, let's
we
manifest.
have you here right now on this couch,
Yeah.
and you are going to be a megastar. So there's going to be a Lolla some year where we're just going to see you walking by, and we're like, hey, Dasha.
I'm like, hey,
Yeah, and
I'd
I'm
be like, I
"Can
have
you
more
ta- can you
notes.
ta- yeah, I got more notes. Can you come talk? But what do you see yourself in 10 years? What do you want to have accomplished? What do you want
That
to
next big moment
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, the moon is my goal.
Okay.
You know, I want to do everything and more. I want to break boundaries, especially in country music. Being a girl in country has been so hard in the past, and we're breaking the boundaries. I want to sell at international stadiums. You know,
Yes.
I want to win Best Grammy New Artist. I want to do it all. And honestly, what makes me my why, though. I was talking about my manager about this. Is I love how happy I can make people with my songs, and how easy it is for me to take a selfie with someone and they're just shaking with excitement.
Yeah.
That's so easy for me to do, to make someone's day, and that fills me up with so much joy.
And that's so great that you are cool enough to do that, because I think those moments, those fans appreciate that and they
Yeah.
love that,
Right.
and they're gonna remember that forever.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dasha.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
So we do have this box of possibly unfortunate questions.
Box
we would.
of possibly unfortunate. That's so cute.
He made it.
I
McCabe
mean,
made
I
it.
have a lot of time on my hands, so
yeah.
yeah.
I'd love for you to hold this little
Put
hand.
this
I have a
on
lot
here.
of time on my
Yeah,
hands.
I'm just doing
Okay.
arts and crafts.
I like your hot glue guy here.
Yeah,
This is
thank
a
you.
good touch. A little messy, but I like the cleanup.
I know.
Yeah,
E for effort.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What do we got?
Ooh. What is one thing you'll never do again?
I feel like there's a
Dude,
lot.
this is a big question.
Yeah, that's a
What do
loaded
you
question.
mean?
I-
Okay, you know what? I have one.
Okay.
I don't think I'd ever date an MLB player again.
Okay.
Amen to that.
Amen to that, because sports players, I might dabble in
Baseball, too.
hockey or something. Baseball's the hottest. I'm gonna be real.
But they're the
Basketball's
worst.
the worst. I feel like.
Oh, basketball's worse
I feel
than
like
baseball?
basketball's the worst.
Okay.
I know some pro basketball players, and they're dogs.
Okay.
Dogs.
So if
I'm
you are
bored.
a baseball, is it baseball? No more baseball players?
I think baseball player. I'm done.
We're moving on to
so-
hockey.
I
didn't
think we're
you?
moving on to
Yeah.
hockey.
There we go. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
Dash,
Perfect.
thank you so much for stopping by 101.9 The Mix. We're excited to see where your career takes you from here. Give it up for Dasha.
Thank you, guys.
Dasha.